Money is just a consequence.
I always say to my team, don't worry too much about profitability. If you do your job well, the profitability will come. In business, I think the most important thing is to position yourself for long term and not be too impatient, which I am by nature, and I have to control myself. What made Louis Vuitton famous was the quality. We don't do marketing, we just create products which are exceptional in their design and craftsmanship.
The person who I admire most in business is Warren Buffett. He is a long-term investor and has brilliant ideas, and he sticks to them. People think of politicians having true power, but that's less and less true.
After all, they are often constrained or being edged into a corner by a whole series of contingencies. In the luxury business, you have to build on heritage. I take time to get close to, and I don't immediately throw my arms around someone.
I deal with creativity all the time.
What I have fun with is trying to transform creativity into business reality all over the world. To do this, you have to be connected to innovators and designers, but also make their ideas livable and concrete.
I meet the designers very often. We discuss the products. They show me their ideas. We discuss the ad campaigns and every new invention that we can find for the future. When you are on the management side, you still have to understand the artistic sensibility so that there is a dialogue with the creative side. When I took over Louis Vuitton, everyone said, "It's already so big, what more can you do?" And since then, we've multiplied that success tenfold. Can you say that in 20 years people would still use the iPhone?
Maybe not.
Maybe we'd have a new product or something more innovative.
What I can say today is that, in 20 years, I'm quite convinced that people will still drink Dom Perignon.
You have to be just as mistrustful of straightforward rationality in business as you do of a uniquely gut approach. I'm more concerned about Marc Jacobs than the US president.
What I love is to win. What I love is being number one.
Once we decided to do a tower in New York, it had to say something about our group, reflecting the mix of modernity and creativity in our organization. It's a symbol.
Mastering the paradox of style brands is very difficult and rare, fortunately.
I would never diminish the quality of Hermes.
Hermes can be an even rarer and greater quality business if they ever wanted to work with us.
It's very important that when you have a designer like Marc Jacobs, who is a genius, you give him complete freedom. Steve Jobs once asked me for some advice about retail, but I said, I am not sure at all we are in the same business.
I am and will remain a tax resident in France, and in this regard I will, like all French people, fulfill my fiscal obligations. From time to time, the Vienna Philharmonic could play without a conductor because they are so good.
Louis Vuitton, the world's biggest luxury brand in terms of sales, is planning to dampen its expansion worldwide and focus on high-end products to preserve its exclusive image.
When I was working in my first job engineering construction, what I liked the most was working with architects and making buildings that had this creative side coming from the architect and that were making them a big success. I've always been pleased with the investments I've made with my friend Albert Frere, and I regret not having followed him more, because I would have been a lot richer. Without hesitation, I'm voting Emmanuel Macron. Everything about the campaign of Marine Le Pen, despite its dressing of sovereignty, exudes fear and weakness. It's true that I am not from the South, and I have a certain reserve. I take time to get close to, and I don't immediately throw my arms around someone.
But it is more a question of style. Oh, I was brought up in the north of France, and I had a very enjoyable childhood with my family working as entrepreneur. We are really very lucky to have so many fantastic brands, but to grow them, we should not be too much in a hurry.
They are growing fast, but they have to grow accordingly to the market and to the capacity we have to deliver good products.